Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à Learn French by Suchita. Je m'appelle Suchita, votre enseignante de la langue française, et dans cette vidéo, on va apprendre les pays et les nationalités, deuxième partie. Before we begin with this video, I would like to introduce you to my website www.learnfrenchbysuchita.com, where you will find recorded courses for all your French language needs. We have courses for DELF A1, DELF A2, DELF B1, TEF TCF recorded course, French phonetics as well. We have special courses for our school students ranging from grade 5 to grade 8. We also have courses for university students who are enrolled in certificate course or diploma course in Delhi University. And finally, we also have courses for our school students who are aiming to appear for their DELF Prem or DELF Junior examinations. So hurry up and check it out. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. And in this video, we are going to learn les pays et les nationalités, which means the countries and the nationalities. And this is the second part of our series, the countries and the nationalities. By the way, if you have not watched the first part of this series, I'm dropping the link in the card above. You can watch that video and then come back here again. So I'll give you a brief recap of what we did in the previous video. In the previous video, we learned how do you write the countries along with their nationalities. As in, how do you write India? How do you write Indian? Canada, Canadian. Australia, Australian. France, French. So all these things we learned. Now in this part, we are going to learn how do you use the nationalities, as in how do you use the feminine version of the nationalities, how do you use the plural version of the nationalities, how do you write the nationalities, do you write them before the noun, do you write them after the noun. So let's start with the video. Here I've written 4 examples in front of you, and you need to fill each blank with the nationality, which is Italien. Okay, now il est, elle est, ils sont, et elles sont, So that means you need to fill them with the nationality, which is Italien. Now before we actually do this, I'm going to explain you a concept. Before you use any nationality in any of the sentence, always look that you are using that nationality for which word in the sentence. For example, il est italien. He is Italian. So, who is Italian? I mean to say that you are using the word Italian for which word in the sentence? You are using it for il. Il est italien. He is Italian. So now you will look at the gender and the number of this particular word. Okay. Now, il. Il means he. Ça c'est masculin ou féminin? Là c'est masculin et singulier. So since it is masculine and it is singular, you will use the masculine singular version of the nationality Italien, and it becomes il est italien. Next, elle est, now which means she is Italian. Now here who is Italian? It is she who is Italian. So you will look at the gender and the number of the word elle. So elle, that is she, c'est féminin et c'est singulier. So that means you need to make the nationality as feminine and singular. So how do you make the feminine of the nationality Italien? You remember in the previous video I told you the nationalities which end with en, if you want to make their feminines, you add E-double-N-E. So that is how we are going to make the feminine of this nationality, which is Italien. Elle est italienne. Let's look at the third example, which is ils sont. They are. Ils sont italiens. So which version of Italien we are going to write? That is dependent upon il, because they are the ones who are Italians. We are using the word Italians for the word il. Now il c'est masculin et c'est pluriel. Masculin, pluriel. So what you will do, you will write the masculine version and you will make the plural of it. So that is the masculine version, and now you need to make the plural of it. How do you make the plural? You make plural by adding an S. But the pronunciation of singular and plural, that remains same. So even this is Italian and even this is Italian. Okay. Now next, elles sont, they are. Elles, c'est féminin et c'est pluriel. So now, that means you have to first make the feminine of the nationality Italian and then you have to make the plural also. So since it is ending with en, you have to first make its feminine by adding ne, and then in order to make it plural you will add an s. But the pronunciation of feminine singular and feminine plural will remain same. So even this is Italian and even this is Italian. Italien, Italien, Italienne, Italienne. Il est italien, elle est italienne, ils sont italiens, et voilà, elles sont italiennes. Now, I have written few more examples in front of you in order to explain you the concept in a better way. Let's look at them. Je suis, which means I am. Now we have to fill all of them with the nationality, which is français, French. Okay. Now, I am French. Who is French here? It is I. Okay. Now, first of all, why have I written it twice? Because I can be male, I can be female. There can be a male who can say I am French, or there can be a female who can say I am French. So that is dependent upon the word je. Okay. Now let's say a male is saying that I am French. So in that case, je is masculin et singulier. So you will write the masculine singular version of the nationality français. Je suis français. And if there is a female, for example, if I want to say that I am French, then in that case I am féminin et singulier. So in that case I will use the feminine singular version of the nationality français, which is française. So how do you make the feminine of the nationality? You make it by adding e. So it becomes je suis française. So both are correct. Je suis français, je suis française. Je suis français, je suis française. Both of them are right. If a male is saying that I am French, he would use this. And if a female is saying I am French, she would use this. Next. Tu es. You are French. Now, let's say I am talking to a person who is male. So in that case, tu would be male and singular. Okay. So of course you will use the masculine singular version of the nationality, which is tu es français. And if I am talking to someone who is female, in that case I would say you are French. In that case you is female and it is singular. So in that case you will use the feminine singular version of the nationality. Tu es française. So both of them are fine. Tu es français, tu es française, depending upon what is the gender of you. So now here I have written a rule in front of you. On écrit toujours les nationalités après le nom. Which means what? That we write the nationalities always after the noun in French. For example, in English you would say, this is an Indian lady. So Indian is the nationality and you are using Indian for the word lady. So you say an Indian lady. But in French, Indian would come after. So you will not say an Indian lady, but you will say a lady Indian. So the nationalities are always after the noun in French. Let's say a French man. So you will not say a French man, but you will say a man French. So the nationalities in French, they are always after the noun, unlike English. Okay. Now, few examples I've written in front of you in order to explain you the concept better. The first one, c'est une femme, and now you have to fill the blank with Anzia. So what does it mean first of all? This is an Indian lady. So in English you would say this is an Indian lady, but in French you would say this is a lady Indian. And that is why you see that I have left a blank always after the noun. So c'est une femme, and in the brackets we have Anzia. So you will always have to look that you are using the nationality for which word in the sentence. As in, c'est une femme, this is a lady Indian. Indian is being used for which word in the sentence? We are using it for femme. And the word femme is féminin et c'est singulier because you have une. Féminin singulier. So you will use the feminine singular version of the nationality Anzia. C'est une femme indienne. C'est une femme indienne. And the rule that I applied here is the nationalities which end with en, in order to make their feminines, you apply double N-E. Okay, let's look at the second example. C'est une table. This is a table, Chinese. So in French you say this is a table Chinese, but in English you say this is a Chinese table. Now you're using Chinese for which word in the sentence? You're using it for table. Now, table, c'est féminin ou c'est masculin? C'est une table, alors c'est féminin et c'est singulier. So you have to write the feminine singular version of the nationality chinois. How would you write its feminine? You will write it by putting an E. And it becomes c'est une table chinoise. This is a Chinese table. Let's look at the third example, which is j'ai vu. Here I've used the past tense. I saw some men belge. Okay. Now we are using belge for the word homme. Homme c'est masculin ou féminin? C'est un homme. Un men. That's masculine and that is plural. Masculin, pluriel. Alors, belge avec S. J'ai vu des hommes belges. Next, j'apprends la langue. I'm learning or I learn the French language. So French is being used for the word I or language. It's being used for the word language. And the word language is la langue. C'est toujours féminin et singulier. C'est toujours féminin. Alors, j'apprends la langue française. So, français avec E because you need to make it feminine. So, I'll repeat all the 4 examples. C'est une femme indienne. C'est une table chinoise. J'ai vu des hommes belges. And j'apprends la langue française. If you want to write any other language, you will say j'apprends la langue indienne, j'apprends la langue japonaise, j'apprends la langue chinoise, j'apprends la langue italienne. So for any language, it is going to be feminine because that is dependent upon the word which is long. By the way, if you want to write any sentence wherein you are using the nationality, you can mention them in the comment section below. I am going to read it out. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button, and to receive all the updates and reminders, do not forget to hit the bell icon. And I'll see you soon with the next video. Till then, au revoir, à bientôt et bisous bisous.